what's going on? So I know I'm a little late on this, but I was speaking with some people and they had not even heard of uh, a group of people who want to create an all white community in the Ozark Mountains, Ozark Hills. And I said, you know what? Let me let you see, if you haven't heard about it, give you an idea of what's going on. We're going to go ahead and start this, and then I will chime back in and talk about it further.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I. I'm 32. I'm a lady.
This is Return to the Land, a group of millennials who organised online to build something radical and controversial. A town for white people only, that they insist is completely legal. We spent several days with them, watching as the men set about the physical labour of building out the site. All the while, the women of the group took on the more typically trad, homesteading type roles.
I guess I found the people through Twitter that ended up starting this project, actually spearheading it. And I went out to the first April event last year, and it was really fun.
The sort of white-only aspect of this, how important is that to you guys?
Given the premise that it's something that is kind of off limits for whites, but is okay by implication for other groups, I do feel it's necessary to carve that out. And you kind of have to do it yourself.
It's kind of like if we don't do this, the laws are only getting worse as far as freedom of association goes. So it's kind of like we have to do this or.
Well, you know, people like this, if they want to go, go. I don't have a problem with this. Not at all. But there are people who are very upset about this. And it's quite a few black and brown people who are upset about this. And this gentleman here, he's one of them. And I'm going to let you hear what he is saying. And then I'll chime in after.
People need to raise the alarm. They're starting an all-white town in the Ozarks in Arkansas. Yeah, they don't want no non-white people, non-Christian, LGBTQ, Jews. They're saying that you have to have a DNA test to live there that leads back to your ancestry being European.
My ancestry.com came back. I'm 30% European. I'm still not trying to live there. Anyway, I'll keep going.
That's not crazy at all, is it? Well, they speak on rhetoric that they want to be able to choose their neighbors and they want to preserve white American culture. I mean, but you have to have ancestry of Europeans. So why don't you just, all that money that's being spent, why don't you just go back to fucking Europe at this point, like you tell everyone else? Now, this man that's ahead of this, he's trying to expand to Missouri, guys. How is this even allowed? They say it's a members-only association where they pay a fee, and that's how they're getting away with it. Isn't the power of the president have the ability to stop this? Like, this is clearly wrong, but this is the type of people that he encouraged. Now, I recall all throughout history when Black Americans tried to start their own community.
Now pay attention to what he's saying, because there's some validity to what he is saying, but I have a different take on it. Listen to what he says. He's got a point.
Their own economy and stuff like that, it got burnt down. Their towns got burnt down to smithereens. How the hell in 2025 are we allowing in the Ozark in Arkansas for them to build a white-only community? I can't believe it, man. It's just unreal to me. Like, I'm having trouble. And it's just not Black Americans that can't live there. It's everybody. If you're non-white.
Okay. So I get what the young man is saying, right? So let's kind of go back. Yes, there was a time when Black people had their community. Um, we had our own banks, we had our own businesses, we supported each other, and we were prosperous. And whites came along and said, nope, you can't have that. Nope, you cannot be more prosperous than we are. Nope, you cannot be doing better than we are. And it's true. They burned those communities down to the ground. Yes, they did. However, this is where I differ in my thought process with this. The young man is saying that, you know, in their neighborhood or their own community. Well, let's put it into perspective. When you go and you look for a house, and you are looking, you look for the neighborhood, you drive around, houses look nice, they look well kept. If you have small children, then the school system is what's important to you. And if it checks all the check marks, checks all the boxes, then you buy your house there, right? Okay. So that's what they're doing. However, now where the problem could possibly come in is if I'm in my house and you come along to my house and you tell me I've got to go because you don't want to live around me. So I've got to leave. Houston, we have a problem. It's going to be a bad day at the office. Really bad day at the office. So if you just want to pick up and you want to go, go. I have no problem with that. Black and brown people who have an issue with this, why would you want to live with people who don't want you there? Why would you want to live there? Why do you have a problem with that? And yes, legally they can do this. They I don't know what they're gonna call the town. I really don't give a shit. But they can do that. Why are you so upset? Why would you want to be around people like this? Let them take their happy friends and they go ahead and they build their own community. They're not bothering me. I'm definitely not coming to bother them. And just leave it alone. I don't want anybody to force me to interact with people I don't want to. So therefore, I'm not going to force you to interact with people you don't want to be around. You don't like it, you leave. And that's just the way it is. I know people are upset about it. You have a right to feel all your feels when it comes to this. But this is just my opinion. So let me know how you feel. Put some comments in, like the video. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, hit the subscribe button. And see you in the next video.